line them up. 9 will fight it. 1 would accept. That person definitely is from this ministry. Yeah, because you can't be here and struggle with this stuff. You'll be shocked. 9 will tell you, no. For 9 is righteous. 9, hey. Simple. This simple realities. Then you go talking about immortality. We don't die. We have the God life. We are the immune system of. You are mad. A blasphemy. They can't accept this stuff. But these are realities. Because the life of God is not in the head. It's in the body. He said the life of the body is what? The spirit. The life of the flesh is what? The blood. So it's in the body. Listen, that's why you ought to pray. Because you have a role to play. You listen, it's not a religious activity. For this hand, oh dear. For this hand to function, do you know blood is flowing through it? The day blood stops, it will go limp. Because there is no life. There is no the energy to make it move. That's what we call life. The energy to make it move is not flowing there. So this hand will be limp. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm telling you something. That the energy to manifest these things, that part of that body to manifest it will be limp. It will be like it has stroke. Why? Because life is not flowing there. Life is not flowing there. And how do you make life flow through what? Every part of the body. How? Prayer. That's how you distribute energy. Prayer. Oh, let me show you something. Today, charge yourself. Because you have a role to play. Thank you, Jesus. My life is for the glory of God. My life is for the glory of God. My life is for the glory of God. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, dear. Go to 1 Corinthians 2. Are we there? First Corinthians 2, right? Let me show you something. We touched on it last week. But this is just a reference. I'm not going to teach on that. Oh. 1 Corinthians 2:7. He says, but we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. I told you that word mystery means what? Hidden. It's hidden. It's a hidden truth. He didn't say we speak the wisdom from God. He didn't say we speak the wisdom from God in a mystery. He says we speak the wisdom of God. we speak the wisdom of God. You hear people say, God is a mystery, right? That's the kind of wisdom that God is. You see, we have different kinds of wisdom. We have intellectual wisdom. Right? The kind of wisdom that God is. Listen, not God speaks. The kind of wisdom that God is a mystery. Should I go over? I said, God is a kind of wisdom. And that kind of wisdom that God is esoteric. We have different kinds of wisdom. Sometimes somebody can give proverbs. I tell you, this guy is wise. You get me? They say what? Obube. I almost said Obuabe. Obube, right? Yeah, it shows you the in-depth of the person's understanding. Like Charlie, everything that you throw a proverb at you. Everything that he's answering you in deep waters. It's a kind of wisdom. There are people, you give them some stuff to handle, you'll be amazed how they go about it. It's a kind of wisdom. But we say the kind of wisdom that God is, not God has. God is a kind of wisdom. And the God kind of wisdom is what? Esoteric. It is for the initiated. It is a mystery. The kind of wisdom that God is, it is hidden. You don't find that wisdom through Abebuo. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't find that wisdom through PhD. No matter how you climb the academic ladder, God is not categorized in that kind of wisdom. The wisdom that God is, there are what you learn. If you do PhD, you learn about something, right? That kind of wisdom, you receive it by doing PhD. So it's accessible through PhD. God as wisdom, or the God as content of wisdom is not accessible through PhD. It is hidden. You're making me talk plenty. No, God is hiding. No. God is not hiding. It is. He says what? He says, but we speak the wisdom of God. Not from God. If he says wisdom from God, then it means what God says. He says the wisdom of God. So he's talking about God as a kind of wisdom. Now he says this kind of wisdom is hidden. That's what mystery there means. Why is it hidden? Because when something is hidden, it's if I have a gold bar, and I've hidden it from him, is it hidden? It is hidden from him, not from me. So when he says, listen, when he says we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery, he's trying to tell you that kind of wisdom is hidden, but it is revealed to what? The initiated. So God is a mystery to the world, but he's accessible to us. He's not a mystery when it comes to us. You will take a hold of something I'm going to say. That's why I'm talking, I'm saying all these things. I could have gone straight to it. Lack of understanding. If it was hidden, how come Paul and his those in his class were speaking it? It wasn't hidden from them. But they knew it was hidden to the masses, but it wasn't hidden from them. speak the wisdom of God. He says what? In a mystery, even the hidden. I told you wisdom is not supposed to be there again. Because it wasn't, you see, when they brought wisdom again, you would think he's talking about some wise sayings and stuff. Why? I told you he was referring to God. So when he spoke about even the hidden, he was talking about God that is secluded as what? A mystery. He says, but we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. Even, there is even no even there. We speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. The hidden. What is the hidden? It's not the wisdom. It is God. Because he is the mystery. Go listen. You would appreciate it better later. Okay. He says, which God ordained before the world unto our glory. I mean, if there was nobody, why would God be hiding? He says, God ordained it. God ordained it before the world. Don't you get it? So it wasn't God hiding. Because before the world, there was no man. So who was God hiding from? He wasn't hiding. It wasn't like God was hiding. But God, he's saying, I am a kind of wisdom. And then I have chosen these to reveal this wisdom to. And he said he chose us before the foundations of the world. That these will be the one that I would reveal myself as wisdom to. Let me go on. Oh, thank you, Jesus. So you saw the word mystery. Mystery means hidden truth. Hidden truth. Hidden. Wonderful. Go to Proverbs. All right, you can be seated. You will soon be up again, don't worry. Are we there? Proverbs, are we there? (25 verse 2). Look there, 25 verse 2. Yeah. Glory. Glory to God.
Proverbs 25 verse 2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
He says, it is the glory of God to conceal a thing. Then he says, but the honor of kings to search out a matter. The glory of God is to conceal what? Things. He says he ordained it before the what? Foundations of the earth unto our what? Glory. So when God set that thing apart, it was what? Unto our what? Glory. You know, most people have said, they've used this verse in the understanding of, there are things that are, how do they even say it? There are things that God has kept to himself. And there are things he has exposed so that, you get me, man can access. No, I mean, who can? There is a particular construction people use often. I'm trying to say it in a particular way. Oh, dear. Usually when it's even got to do with issues, they'll tell you, yeah, you can't, there are things that, Charlie, only God knows. You get me? He has kept these things from men. He's telling you, God doesn't keep things from men. When he keeps things, it's for men. Oh. He said, what did he do? Before the foundations of the earth, he kept these things aside unto who? Our glory. So God doesn't keep things from men. When he keeps things, it's for men. A particular kind of man he's talking about. That's why here he didn't even say, but the honor of what? Men. He says the honor of kings, because he's referring to a particular kind of man who is a king. This man is a king. How do I know? Let me show you. The word matter. Matter there is what? Is dabar. He says it's the honor of kings to search out what? A matter. The word matter there is utterance. Dabar. Dabar. Dabar means word. You get me? The way you have logos in the Greek. In Hebrew, it is dabar. Dabar. You get me? So God is a kind of wisdom. And he has concealed this wisdom in dabar. When he said, see why Paul said, we speak. Connect. God, Paul said, we speak the wisdom of God. We speak the wisdom of God. Why do they speak? Because it is dabar. God has concealed himself as wisdom in dabar, in the word. So it's for what? Speak. And this word is not just any word. It is a hidden truth. Jesus Christ. The things I'm saying, it is. I wish I could lay all the verses down here so that I can be jumping from here to here, from here to here. Paul said, we speak the wisdom of God. You think? He said, we speak the wisdom of God. So it means that, listen, we speak the wisdom of God in a mystery. So it means that mystery, which is the hidden truth, is given expression in what? We speak. And what do you speak? Words. So he's telling you, God as a kind of wisdom is a mystery. But that kind of wisdom is uttered. It is spoken. Why? Because it is what? Word. Then he says something. It is the glory of God to conceal. He's talking about mystery. Because God as a kind of wisdom is what? Hidden truth. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing. So God as what? That word thing there is also what? Dabar. So when he said it is the glory of God to conceal a thing, he's talking about it is the glory of God to conceal God. Because the word dabar there is word. Midbar. You have midbar. Midbar means wilderness. But midbar is what? A joining of wilderness and word. So he's telling you, when you are in the midbar, you do what? How do you come out of the midbar? Dabar. That is by the way. I will show you something. So, thin is what? Dabar. Matter is what? Dabar. Do you get it? So when he says it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, he's talking about it's the glory of God to conceal the word. And he is the word. So he's saying, it is my glory that I conceal myself. In what? Daba. In what? Word. I've concealed myself in word. So in word, I'm a hidden truth. Then he says, but the honor of kings. Not the honor of men. The honor of kings. We are what? A royal what? Priesthood. King priest. That's why I said he didn't say by the honor of men. He says the honor of kings. Because he was talking to a particular and a specific kind of man. That man is a king. So here it wasn't a general statement. As in, oh, God concealed, and then it is kings. As in kings general. King Charles. King. All the kings you know in the world and all the chiefs. They were not the ones he was talking about. He's talking about the royal priest. Because they are the ones who will be the custodians of the Daba. So you are a custodian of what? Daba. So you see, God is not originally the word. Listen, God originally is not the word. God originally is not the word. But as wisdom, he has concealed himself because it's wisdom and has to be uttered. He had to put himself in word. Because that is how he can be communicated. And he says that word is what? Mystery. That's why he used the word conceal means to hide. Anything you hide, and it tells you mystery means hidden truth. So anything you hide is what? Mystery. It's a mystery. That's what he has done. Then he says, the glory of God to conceal a thing, to conceal what? Daba. But the honor of kings to search out what? Daba. We read something in, is it Philippians 2:12? Philippians 2:12. Then he spoke about giving us all things that pertains to what? No, that was Peter. But this one says what? Work out your salvation with what? Fear and with what? Trembling. Then the next one, he spoke about what God has worked in. What God has done what? Worked in. So there is something God has what? Worked in. There is something God has done what? Worked in. There is something God has done what? Worked in. It is not out. So as long as it is in, it is concealed. So it's what? A mystery. So the finished work of Christ has been worked into us. But it is still hidden because it is what? A mystery. It's God as wisdom. It's the God kind of wisdom that he has worked in us, which is the finished work of what? Christ. Is in what? Us. But how did he work it in? He worked it in as what? Daba. So if you go to Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 14, you will see it again. He says, he that speaks in an unknown tongue, he says, he speaketh what? Daba. He speaketh the wisdom of God in a mystery. Because Daba means utterance. Utterance. So when you are speaking in tongues, it is what? Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal, and it is the honor of kings. So when you are speaking in tongues, it's a king doing what? Searching out a matter. That's why he used the same word for tongues. He says what? It is a mystery. And you search out mysteries. So when we are speaking in tongues, he ordained it unto our glory. The dispensation has come. He hid, you see, before the foundations of the world, he hid himself as wisdom. In what? An unknown tongue. So that at the right time, we will utter it. Do you get it? At the right time, we will. That's why you don't think tongues. You don't think it. You do what? You speak it. It's an utterance. And he says, he who speaks in this utterance, what does he do? He speaketh what? Mysteries. He speaketh what? Mysteries. What is a mystery? Something that has been concealed. Concealed not from us. Concealed for us. So that we'll search it out onto what? Don't you get it? Onto your glory. When you are finding out it is your glory. Oh, it doesn't give you glory. It is your glory you are searching out as a matter. It's your glory. He says he ordained it unto our glory. Not to give us glory. It is our glory. So it is your beauty. It is your success. It is your victory. That is your glory. So as you are searching out the matter, you are speaking in tongues. What are you doing? You are searching out the matter. What matter? Your matter. You tell somebody, don't talk my matter. Listen, if I'm talking about him, no. If this brother is talking about him, is he talking about me? It is his matter. So that's why he's saying, he says, what? It is the glory of kings to do what? Search out. So I'm trying to let you know what that matter is. A matter has to be something. He didn't tell us what that something was. He just told us it is the glory of kings to search out the matter. I'm letting you know what that matter is. It is your matter. So when you speak in tongues, you are speaking your matter. That's what you are doing. You are searching out. And that's the same thing he worked in. Now he has worked it in. But he says this wisdom will receive expression through utterance. Daba. You see, he says what? It is the glory of the king to search out what? A matter. And I told you the word matter means daba. So he's showing you how the king will operate. If I say search out a matter, how do you do it? You don't know. But when he says it's the glory of a king to search out a matter, he just didn't tell you what the king is supposed to do. He showed you how the king is supposed to do it. The searching of the matter is not to go into a room. As you speak, it is what? Device. You get me? There is a division. There is an opening. What is concealed is being what? Exposed. Like Philippians said, he has worked in. Work out. So how do you work out? You work out by what? Searching the matter. How do you search the matter? He that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaketh what? Mysteries. That's how you search out the matter. Your matter. So when you speak in tongues, you are not talking about me. You are talking about you. You are making your glory receive expression. That's what you do. Refuse to be quiet. I'm telling you, refuse to be quiet. Because as long as you are quiet, it is what? Concealed. That's the original position God left it in. Concealed. So if there is no dabaing, it even sounds like tongues. If there is no dabaing, there is no expression. It doesn't matter how glorious it is. If there is no dabaing, it is still what? Hidden. Beauty about you. As long as you are quiet, it is still what? A hidden beauty. Thank you, Jesus. Three, he says the heaven for height and the earth for depth. Then he says the heart of kings unsearchable. Unsearchable. There is no limit to what that has been worked in you. He says if it comes to heaven, there is a height you can measure. If it comes to earth, there is a depth you can measure. It says when it comes to what God has worked in us, there is no limit. You haven't even started. There is no limit. That's why it is an ever increasing grace. It's an ever increasing grace. There is no limit. So there shouldn't be what? A day or a time you stop talking. Work it out. Work it out. It is your honor. It also means that anytime you are working it out, it is honor. You don't have to wait for anybody to come and honor you. Let your honor receive a manifestation. There are people waiting for somebody to make them feel relevant. Waiting for somebody to say something about them so that they also feel they are part of something. Don't wait. Start talking yourself. Anytime you are speaking in tongues, you are honoring yourself.